Good evening, guys. My name is Stephanie Abrams. I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm so excited. We have a really good group of people on here tonight, and I know more will trickle in as we go. So before we get started, we'll go ahead and pray, like always, and then we'll get into what we're going to talk about today. So, Father, I thank you for this evening. Lord, I thank you for all these people that are here to take time out of their day and learn. Pray that you would bless them. Lord, bless the teaching tonight. I pray that they would be able to apply it in their lives and be better people for it. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so just a couple things before we get into the training that I wanted to talk about is we're at the end of the month now. A lot of credit cards have already gone out. So if you are still having some that are not processing, check your credit card statement address. So you need to make sure that your address is correct and that it's the same one that Plexus is using. So if you have, a different home address than what your credit card statement is, that can prevent the new credit card fraud software from actually allowing your order to process. So that's something to check out. And the way you can do that is I'll post the numbers in the group when we're done here. And so all you'll do is go to that. If you have Visa, MasterCard, you'll call that number in and you'll type in your credit card number and your zip code. And then that number is connected to, Bank of America, wherever your credit card is, or your MasterCard, Visa, whatever. And then it'll let you know what your address is. And if it isn't correct, then you need to just switch that and change it. So that has been fixing a lot of held up orders, ones that have been stuck for even a couple weeks. So be sure to check that out and check with your downline, check with your, sidelines if they have questions or if you've been getting comments. That's one of the things that's been really successful with helping get everything fixed. So I'm excited. I know, I know it is stressful. I know we've had some issues getting everything processed, but this new software that they have in place is already helping to decrease the amount of fraud that has gone through. So that's really encouraging. And that means that there's going to be less people getting this stolen product and then reselling it again on eBay and Amazon. So this is exciting. We are trying to stay above board, on top of everything as it comes down the line. And with the new little chip cards that are in place now across the world, companies are having to put in new software to help prevent this online fraud. So anyway, just a little update on that. If you have questions, if it's still not working, you've already checked, made sure that the addresses match, send me the information or send your upline the info and we'll try to get that process through. The corporate is going to be open through this weekend, even to help get everything fixed and in place. So they'll be there through the week and the weekend to help get everything settled before next month. So anyway, today I've got notes here. So if you see me looking down, this is what I'm doing. Today we're going to be talking about reaching out authentically. And just a little bit of a preface, I'll go back and I will be messaging someone or I'll send someone a happy birthday and I will see a post that I had sent them maybe 6 months, a year ago, and I cringe at some of the things that I had written just because as we grow, we're hopefully always learning and implementing better ways to be reaching out to people. So some of the things that I had done before, I would write like really long and I would, do all this and that. And I wasn't being as genuine as I could be. I had gotten a great verbiage from someone else, some other successful person that had used it and gotten great results. And so I thought, okay, hey, if the shoe fits for them, let's do it for me. And that is not the case. All right. So before I do any of this, I'll give a little bit of verbiage throughout this, but I really want you guys to be genuine to you, okay? If someone says y'all, and there's this great verbiage, hey y'all, I'm really excited about this, and y'all need to get into this, and you don't say y'all, and then you copy paste that, it's very obvious that that was not something that you genuinely wrote, okay? So everybody has their different lingo, their different strengths, what they say to people. So be true to you, be your best self that you can be. So that's my first kind of intro. So when you reach out, again, reach out as you, reach out as not as a salesperson. So what is it, before you send something out, think to yourself, how would I want someone approaching me? Would I want them seeing me as a dollar sign, approaching me as a dollar sign that I've got to get this sale, I'm desperate? Or would I want them to be thinking about how this could help me, how this could benefit me? So there is a video by Eric Worre. It is how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. He shares some statistics in there. It's a really great video. It's on YouTube. And one of the things that he shares, I'm sure we've all heard this, is that 8 out of 10 people will not be interested. So when you message them, if you're messaging 10 people a week, 8 out of 10 of those will probably not respond. They may see it, if you're using Facebook or if you're texting, it may be seen. But if you are not getting any type of reaction back, any type of a response, don't feel like you're doing the wrong thing, okay? I preface that with a little bit of, if you're continually doing this, continually, and you're still not getting results, maybe check with your upline, your success line, have them kind of look at what you're sending people. But I hope what we're teaching on today will help give you some ideas on how to better be more effective when you're reaching out. So 8 out of 10 are not going to be interested. Out of those, you'll get 9 that'll be like, yeah, send me some more info. And maybe 1 that, we've got somebody sharing here. Irma, there you go. You got it. Perfect. All right. So again, 8 out of 10. So don't feel badly if you see people that see it and then they don't respond to you. That's the norm. All right. And so how would you want to be approached? So when you're reaching out to people, again, be that genuine to yourselves, be you and not a salesperson. So again, with the script ideas, you'll hear something that someone else has said that's been really great. Maybe take that idea, the basis of it, and then craft it into something that is for you. So focus on the actions that these people have done to get to that success plate and not necessarily the exact verbiage, okay? So example, Tamara Holloway, she's one of my favorites. She's got some great verbiage that she's used and she shares that on her videos, but that isn't necessarily me. I wouldn't necessarily say what she has said. So if I just take that copy paste, it worked tremendously for her, but my friends know me. And they know that that's not how Stephanie talks. She doesn't say words like that, or she's not going to, go on and on about this. So that's not being genuine, okay? So again, take the idea, change it, and make it you. So number 1, I've got some things. I think I have about 3, and then I've got some tips for do's and don'ts. So number 1, the purpose of your initial contact is to open the door. Okay? A lot of times people make this mistake of they send the presentation and they use that instead of just inviting. Okay, so don't do that. Don't make this big, long, you have to scroll to read everything when you're first reaching out to someone about Plexus, okay? The purpose of this is just to open a door. Done it, didn't work. I know, and these are things that I've done before too. Again, I will look back at some of my posts and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. But at least I was doing something. And as I learned and as I've hopefully matured and become a little more polished, now I want to be able to share that with you so you're not making some of these mistakes at the beginning. So again, we are inviting, we are not presenting. That's number 1. So try to communicate in a straightforward, honest way. Let others see that you care about them. This is not a one shot. You are not just blasting everything you know in this one message, okay? So make it short. And when you're looking at your messages, length is an indicator of pitching or just door opening. Okay, so again, when you're sending things, make sure it's nice and short, concise. And if you're going on and on and on, it might come across more to them as, she's trying to do a sales pitch on me with this Plexus stuff, and people tend to ignore that, okay? So that's number one. Number two, your initial contact should appropriately match your level of familiarity with them. Okay, so if you are best buds, your initial contact is going to be very different from a Facebook acquaintance of yours that maybe you haven't talked to in 3 or 4 years. And so you're not going to have the same verbiage. If you have your friend's number, that would be someone you could call and pick up right away and say, hey, I'm so excited about this. Can I share it with you? Versus this acquaintance that would be totally different. And if you don't have their number, or if that's not something you normally do, you could send them a Facebook message. So here's just here's kind of an idea of what I try to do. It used to be the old school before social media came along was call people, get meetings. And so now we can change that a little bit, but don't let social media make you lazy, okay? And let's still learn people skills. Let's still learn how to interact and make conversation and be able to connect with people, even though we have this social media, okay? So if they're local to you and you have their number or they're on Facebook, send them a quick message and try to meet up with them. I like the electric bugs out for decoration, yes. I don't know, I can't see it because there's people in the way over here. You're funny, Larry. So if they're local to you, then try to meet up with them in person and just let them know, hey, I've got something I'm really excited about. Can we meet up sometime? And if they're long distance, that's going to be a call. If they're your family, I'm not going to be just messaging my mom or my mother-in-law. I'm going to say, hey, I'm really excited about something. You got a few minutes I could share it with you? I'm going to get on the phone. They can hear your excitement. They can hear your voice, intonations in there instead of just messaging, okay? And then if it's an acquaintance, another great thing about social media is now we have those voice messaging. So if you have the Messenger app, you can send them just a quick 1-minute message, and it can kind of be nerve-wracking, but I've learned that you can actually delete that message before you send it. So instead of taking your finger off and it automatically sending, if you just kind of scroll down, it cancels it out. So you can try that, but practice in the mirror first before you send that message. That way you can kind of hear yourself, see yourself talking, what you want to say, gather your thoughts together. And the great thing is it's 1 minute, so you cannot go really long. And it almost feels more rude to not respond when people have sent you a voice message or to not listen to it. So voice messages are great. And then after that, you've got your Facebook, just plain old messaging or texting. So those are your initial contact, ways you can meet up. I'm sure there's other ways too, but make sure that it's matching the level of familiarity. And so again, this is where your scripts need to be genuine to you and to your relationship with that person. If you are not someone that is a, hey girl, oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. We need to meet up. I want to share it with you. And you're sending this, quote, this copy paste to everyone, and they're just an acquaintance, you've met them a couple times, then it's going to be like, this sounds like she sent it to a lot of people. And it's really, you can tell when someone has just copy pasted something to you. You can tell. So be genuine. Just take the few extra seconds and make whatever it is pertain to that person, to that level of friendship, and whatever your way of reaching out is. Okay, so number one was, again, your initial contact is to open the door. You are inviting, not presenting. Number two, your initial contact should match appropriately the level of familiarity. And then number three, don't surprise people by turning that planned call or that luncheon that you were just supposed to get together and talk. don't turn that into the Plexus spiel and pull out your pamphlets and, your whiteboard and start going through a presentation with them, okay? That feels very ingenuine, and it turns a lot of people off when you do that. So that's something that I've heard from many, many different people. So be real, be genuine. If you're going to just have coffee with them to just catch up, just do that, all right? I mean, Plexus more than likely will come up in the conversation just because that's a part of your life. But don't purposely, don't invite someone over for dinner and have your centerpiece, arrangement of all the Plexus products, okay? So just like people for them. So number 3, again, don't surprise people with that. Oh, hey, let's go have coffee. I haven't seen you in ages. Hey, so have you heard of Plexus? You know what I've been doing lately, right? Okay, don't do that. So get together about getting, let's see what I'm reading here. Get together if you want to. Like I said, Plexus will naturally come up. It'll be just an organic part of the conversation. After this, I'm going to head over and do yoga. And, these girls, they follow me on Facebook, we're friends. And they say, oh, how was your vacation in Hawaii? It'll be, oh, it was so incredible. They had a luau there that Plexus put on for us. It was really great. That's just kind of part of the conversation. I am not going to then, oh, it's so great, we're going to Maui next year, and do you want to join my team so you can work towards that and get there and, go through my, spiel. Don't do that. It's going to come up automatically, okay, because that's part of our lives. And if you do purposely want to share, then let them know up front, okay? So if you really want to meet up with this person and talk to them about Plexus, tell them, invite them, say, you've been really on my heart lately, and I want to share what I'm doing with you because maybe it's not for you, but it's been such a blessing to my family. Could we meet up sometime for coffee? Again, be genuine to you. Be genuine when you're conversing with other people. Don't say, oh, don't send them a message, oh, your kids are so cute, how have you guys been? So, have you seen the Plexus posts I've been doing? I started a couple of years ago and it's been great. All of those comments and compliments beforehand are negated by you following up with that, Plexus, okay? And it sounds ingenuine. And to me, I feel like for me, if I do that, it cheapens me as a person and my integrity. Because I'm going in this with an ulterior motive. So I'm trying to soften you up with your kids are cute and your hairstyle was adorable. Oh, by the way, have you heard of Plexus? Okay, so if you're really reaching out to someone, this is me. Other people do things a little differently, I know. But for me, this is being genuine to myself. When I'm reaching out to someone is specifically just for Plexus. Okay? And I let them know right at the beginning. I don't, try to do a few other comments or stuff beforehand. So there is a lot of different verbiage out there that you can use. Depending on the person, how well you know them, you could say, I've been doing this for however long. I love what it's done for me. If I sent you a quick video, would you be interested? If I would you. That is always very powerful, and you get a lot better response. I can't remember who it was, but there was a comment in one of the groups I'm in, and they're saying, yeah, since I started doing that, I've gotten a lot better response back from people. So if if I sent you a couple testimonies, would you read them? So if I would you, that's very powerful. So those are my 3, numerical points. And then I've just got some helpful do's and don'ts to finish this up. The first thing would be confidence. Have confidence in what we have, in what we are sharing. Don't be weak or apologetic or embarrassed, because that comes across. When you're excited, you're going to have a different attitude. It's going to come across even if you are just texting or messaging. It's just a different vibe. Your wording will probably be different than if you were embarrassed or shy, nervous about approaching this person. one of the words that there have been studies done on it that kind of kills your credibility is just. So I've been more conscious about using that in my language. I've probably used it several times through this video, so I'm still working on that. But don't send someone a message, you know, I was just wondering if. So just is one of those words that can take that credibility away and take that confidence factor out of there. It's just, it kind of is, it belittles it. Another idea, you know, you're probably so sick of hearing about plexus. Okay, don't suggest negative thoughts or feelings. This person may be enjoying reading all the things in their, you know, their feed, or wants to know more about it, and you're over here saying you're probably sick of it, and you've probably been messaged several times, and you don't want to hear any more about it. Don't do that. Don't suggest things to people. Be proud and be confident of what we have. And be confident in what you are offering. You know, like you're offering them the moon, because think of what this has done for you. And if you are new and just getting started, think of what this has done for your sponsor, the person you signed under. What attracted you to her story? Why did you decide to do it? You know, it could be that you want to share maybe the diamond above you, or someone, maybe you and your sponsor are both really new, but find someone that you can connect to. You know, this girl's story, I love her story. I got to meet her. I watched this video of her and what it's done for her family, and I'm so thrilled to do this for mine. I'm happy, I'm excited to see what it's going to do for us. So, what has it done for you? What has it done for the person you signed under? Whatever, someone that's close to you. And then another tip, and it's something that's really simple and sometimes we forget about it, is smile, especially if you are doing a voice message or you're calling someone. Another thing when you're calling is to stand up. You're going to have a lot more energy that way. It's going to come through in your voice. So just so things to sound more confident, smile. When you're talking to someone, you can hear it through the phone versus someone that's just blasé, not talking. I mean, even here you can hear the difference. And people naturally trust and enjoy talking to others more when they're smiling, okay? So again, you are going to have confidence. Try to minimize the use of just. Smile. Remember what you are offering them, what this has done for you, what this has done for your friends, someone in your network that you know. Practice. Again, especially if you're very nervous about it. Maybe you're an introvert and this is way outside your comfort zone. Practice in a mirror, write it down, write down your verbiage, and just get familiar with it. Someone that, and I had mentioned earlier, Tamara Holloway, she is a favorite of mine just for her training, her wisdom, and her excitement. When she is sharing Plexus, you know, she'll be telling you what she has sent out to people and how excited she is about the products and what they could do for them and how she loves the opportunity. And you can hear it, like literally you would buy a dog turd from her if she talked to you about how exciting it was in that voice. I mean, so go watch some of her things and just listen to her verbiage, see what she says, craft it into something that is you, and practice that excitement. I liked a tip that Chris McCall did in one of his little videos, and I've shared it here before, but he says the best time to reach out to 3 new people or whoever, the best time to reach out to a new person is right after you got a new ambassador or you got a new customer, because you're really excited then. You just saw that email, you know, congratulations, you have a new ambassador, congratulations, someone ordered under your Plexus account, and you're really excited. You're like, yes, I'm doing this. This is so great. That is the perfect time to then go and send some messages to people or call them or a voice message, because you have that enthusiasm right there. So that's another quick tip. And another thing that is very, very effective, okay, is being vulnerable. And I'm not saying being apologetic, but be vulnerable. So if you have someone that we all have those lists, and there's like the top 20 that are just these influencers and know a zillion people and everybody loves them. And normally, do we go for those people first? No. We like the little small fry, the smaller fish that if they say no to us, we can practice on them and it's not so intimidating. And, that's, I don't want to say sponsoring down, but we almost feel like it's not as a big deal if they say no. I can practice on them. I'm not intimidated by them like I am by these people. But be vulnerable. If you have someone that is that person that you really look up to, you appreciate their input, their opinion, you can tell them that. Say, I've been really nervous about mentioning Plexus to you just because I feel that you are, see, I said just, but I feel that you are a person that I really appreciate your opinion. And I know you are such an influencer. There's so many people that love you and that you have inspired many, but I wanted to share whatever, da, 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 da. So being vulnerable, being genuine, that is real. When you let people know that you are nervous or scared of something, it's going to catch their attention. They're going to be flattered that, oh my goodness, she thought that about me. Like, she thinks that highly of me that she was nervous. I don't want her to feel that way, and more than likely they're going to be messaging you back. Okay. So being vulnerable without being apologetic. And be genuine. If you're really nervous, then share why you're nervous with them, why you have hesitated to reach out. You've been praying for them for a really long time, or the Lord keeps bringing them to your mind and you had to reach out to them. You were nervous about it, but you're doing it anyway. And sharing that, it's going to get some big results, I promise you. So again, be vulnerable. And again, all of these examples are door opening. They are not presenting, okay? Don't feel like, oh, you got your foot in the door, you messaged them that one time, and now you're going to spiel everything that you've ever heard about Plexus. No, we want to be continually setting new appointments. You're playing tennis back and forth. If you send them something trying to end with a question, that way they're going to respond back. All right. So lead with your belief. That is more inspiring than facts. Okay. So if you're saying, Probio 5 does this and it has 5 enzymes, there are 5 probiotics in there, and this enzyme helps with, breaking down this, and, you've got 3-in-1 combination because it does this and this and this. Those are facts. Now, you can get into that later on, but when you first start messaging someone, don't do that. Lead with your belief. So here's an example. I believe in the power of natural plant-based ingredients that help restore health. I'm grateful in how this company has been a blessing to my family, and I'd love to see it help you too. So again, you're that belief. I believe that this could help you with this or this. My belief is that whether it's the business, whether it's the products, that passion, leading more with your why versus a what. Okay. And then again, be real, verbiage that's you. I think I've probably said that 20, 30 times during this thing, but I want you guys to get that, okay? Every one of you is individual. You are you. God created you specifically for a reason, the things that He has given you. Don't try to force yourself to be something you're not, because it's obvious when that happens. So be genuine to yourself. Be reaching out as you. When I reach out to people, I'm not reaching out as Tamara. I'm not reaching out as Amy. I am reaching out as Stephanie, because that's me. And I will be my strongest when I am true to myself versus trying to be someone I'm not. Okay. So here again, being real, and when this kind of ideas I'm going to give, use this sparingly. Let's see. Hold on, I'll get that in a second. Because you don't want to just blurt this to everyone. This is someone that's really close to you, maybe more of a really good friend or your family that you love and you respect their opinion. But here are some things that you could be really real, vulnerable. I'd love to hear your honest feedback. I promise it won't hurt my feelings. Or have you been approached about this before? What was your initial impression? So you're asking questions. You want to know what they're thinking. You can bring me all the questions and skepticism. I've been there myself, so I've probably asked the same question. I am an open book about this company. So you're just really honestly trying to let people know, look, if you have questions, ask me, because I had a lot of them too. You know, I was very new to this. I was skeptical. If you have, questions, I want to really hear your opinion. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I really honestly want to know what you think or what you liked most about it. So those are some things. Be real. Keep your responses short, again, and back and forth, asking them questions. Don't listen to respond. Okay, we do that a lot. We'll listen to somebody and we're already forming a reply in our mind. So when someone's talking to you, don't listen to respond. Listen to hear and understand what they're saying so that you can empathize with them, you can understand, you can ask more questions. Well, how did it feel when you were going through all of that? What have you done since then? How are things going for you? Is that still a struggle in your life? You're wanting to find out what would motivate them. Why did they ask you about Plexus? Okay, another thing, only answer the question they're asking. Okay, this kind of goes back to that presenting everything we know at one time. We call it, puking Plexus. Don't puke Plexus. So keep your response succinct and end with the question. Don't volunteer all this extra information that they may not even care about at that time. You want to be answering what they asked. So one of the questions that I get a lot, what's Plexus? Or so tell me about this Plexus stuff. And I've done this before. And you're like, well, so, Plexus is this health and wellness company. We've got products that really help with balancing the body from the inside out and healing. And, our first product, our main one is our Slim, and that helps with balancing the blood sugar, lipids. Okay, you're going on and on and on and on and on. When a better response, when someone says, well, what's this Plexus stuff? Or what is Plexus? You could say, oh my goodness, it's been so incredible for me, but what caught your eye? What health issues are you struggling with? So again, it's that asking a question. It's a short response, and you could go into even a little bit more detail about what it's done for you. My husband, we've been able to retire now at 27. It's the easiest, most simple health products we've done, but what kind of caught your eye? Do you have something you're struggling with now that you wanted to see some testimonies on? So again, being short with what you are sharing, it's going to be a lot more effective. People are going to pay attention. And when you're asking them questions, people love talking about themselves. Okay, that's their favorite subject. So you're going to be getting more responses back. Another one that I really like, and I have done this both ways too. So here's the example. So you've talked to them, they're interested, you've shared more on the product, whatever it is, and now they're asking you, so how much does it cost? What most people do, and what I have done, is you go, well, okay, there's 3 different ways to buy. There's retail, which is the most expensive. It's just a one-time order. And then there's preferred, where it's an automatic shipment each month. And don't worry, you can cancel it really easy online, and you get a discount, and I get a benefit, and la 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 la. Cutting that all out, something that's much easier. So you could pull out your folder, or you could have a picture saved in your camera. Actually, that's another tip. Put a folder in your phone that is Plexus, okay? So you can put ideas in there, or your welcome pack pictures, put that all in there. So you're going to then get this picture of your price list. You're going to send it to that person, and then you can say, here's the price list. Have I already told you how to get the best price? Is that not so much more simple than going into this 15 paragraph trying to explain everything? Send them a picture of whatever it is that you've been talking about, which is more than likely the triplex and X factor. Send them that picture, and here's the price list. Have I already told you how to get the best price? Okay, super, super easy. You are not having to go into everything, especially if you don't understand it all, and it's not boring them. And then you can then follow up with, talking about the ambassadorship, being a wholesale customer. And then they can, there's pictures. You could either just take a picture out of the catalog. You could screenshot it off of your phone. Pinterest has a lot of things like Christina's saying. So anyway, that is the easier, better response that I have been using. And it works so much easier because I'm not over here, messaging all this or doing my spiel. You can just pull out a catalog, say, here's the 3 prices. Have I explained to you how to get it to the cheapest price? Much easier. So that is pretty much what I have to share. Just a review. Again, when you are doing that initial contact, you're trying to open a door. You are not doing the whole entire presentation right there in that first shot, okay? You are trying to set up a time or an appointment, not necessarily like literally a time or appointment, but another opening for you to talk more about it. And you're asking questions, short responses, you're ending with questions. Number 2, make sure that you have the right, make sure when you're contacting them that you have the right level of familiarity, okay? So if you're a really good friend or this is your family or an acquaintance, you're gonna be messaging them differently or calling them differently. Don't surprise people by turning just a regular fun meetup into a Plexus spiel where you pull out your whiteboard and your catalogs and all 20 flyers. So no sneak attacks. Again, be organic, be you. And then your do's and don'ts. Have that confidence. Confidence is very, very attractive to people. And if you are not confident in it, why would they be? Okay. Smile. Okay, that's like one of the easiest, cheapest things we can do. Smile. And it's going to attract a lot more people than if you're scowling and walking around with this frown on your face, all right? Be vulnerable. Practice what you're going to say. Lead with your belief. And again, be real to you. Make your answer short and sweet. So I've got some questions here. Let's see. Okay, Jessica, I will type up some of the text and I'll put it on the page. Pictures, again, you can get off of Pinterest or you can just take a picture of the catalog. And let's see, do you try and explain getting the products paid for when they want to sign up? Or do you wait till after they sign up? That could be something depending on their response. Again, you're trying to ask them questions to draw them out. If price is an issue, if money is an issue, then you could say, well, you know what, have I explained the cheapest way? And another great thing about that way is too, that if you just get 3 customers, they are going to help pay for your products. So you don't even have to worry about that every month. So that's something that's really simple. You don't have to pull out, the comp plan and how, preferred customers give you this and that. And then you could just ask, is that something that interests you? Do you want me to share more about that? Or do you want me to send you a video that helps explain that a little better? Will the recording of this call be posted? Yes, I will post it. Probably after I get back from yoga. So anyway, I hope that helped you guys. I know that this is just stuff that I have learned and gathered it from other emeralds and jewels. And it's really changed how I reach out to people, especially as more and more people do Plexus. You want to be a step above. You want to be that different person that is not seeing people as a dollar sign. I need to shoot them with my sales pitch. So being genuine, being you, being interested in them, being genuinely interested in them is going to make that difference. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being on here, and I'll talk to you later. So.